matrices system. Now we start question number 3, part 1. 2x1 minus 3x2 is equal to 5. And the second is 5x1 plus x2 is equal to 4. Now we show them in the matrix form, which is 2 minus 3, 5 and 1, and second matrix is x1, x2 is equal to 5 and 4. Here this is A matrix, X and B. It means AX is equal to B. Now we find the value of X matrices, mean x1 and x2. Here we solve A inverse A, X is equal to A inverse B. A cancels with A matrix, A inverse is equal to A inverse B. Mean we solve the matrix A inverse and B, and then find the value of x1 and x2. Here A inverse is equal to adjoint A over A determinant. A is, we have 2 minus 3, 5 and 1. Find the determinant of A is equal to 2 minus 3, 5 and 1. Solve it. 2 multiplied by 1 is equal to 2 minus 5 multiplied by minus 3 is equal to minus 15, which is equal to 2 plus 50 is equal to 70 and not equal to 0. Now we find the adjoint of A. Adjoint A is equal to adjoint A is 2 minus 3, 5 and 1. Applied the adjoint to the matrix, we get 1, 2, minus 5 and 3. Now put in the formula A inverse is equal to adjoint A over A determinant. A inverse is equal to adjoint A is, we have 1, 3, minus 5 and 2 over determinant 17, and we can write it 1 over 17 into 1, 3, minus 5 and 2. This is A inverse. Now we multiply A inverse with the B, and which is equal to X. X is equal to A inverse B is equal to A inverse, we have 1 over 17, and here 1, 3, minus 5 and 2, and the B is 5 and 4. 5 and 4. Now we multiply the matrix. This is A inverse and it is B. We multiply this by this way, and we know that the first matrix is number of column, the second is number of row, are same. 2 column, 2 rows. Now we can multiply it. 1 over 17. 1 multiplied by 5, which is 1 5s are 5, plus 3 multiplied by 4 is equal to 12. And now the second row with the first column. Minus 5 multiplied by 5 is minus 25, plus 2 4s are 8. Simplify it. 1 over 17, and 5 plus 12 is 17, minus 25 plus 8 is minus 17. and these are equal to x, and x is, we know that x1 x2 is equal to, now we divide 17 divided by 7 means 17 over 17 and minus 17 over 7. Simplify it. x1 x2 is equal to 17 over 7 is 1 and minus 17 over 17 is minus 1. So the answer is x1 is equal to 1 and x2 is equal to minus 1, which are the answers of variable x1 and x2. Now we solve the part 2. In which the linear questions are 4x1 plus 3x2 is equal to 5, and the second is 3x1 minus x2 is equal to 17. And see, we converted them in the matrix form, which are 4 3 3 minus 1, and the second is x1 x2 and the b is 5 7. Here this is a matrix x and b. Ax is equal to b. Now we find the value of x. We have x is equal to A inverse B. In this question, we solve first A inverse, and A inverse is equal to adjoint A over A determinant. Before finding the A inverse, we first find the determinant of A, which is determinant of A is equal to 4 3 3 minus 1 is equal to 4 multiplied by 1 is equal to minus 4 and minus 3 3s are 9, which is equal to minus 13 and not equal to 0. Now we find the adjoint of A, adjoint A, which is equal to minus 1 4 minus 3 and minus 3, and A inverse is equal to adjoint A over A determinant. Adjoint A is here minus 1 minus 3 minus 3 and 4, and divided by minus 30, and we can write it 1 over minus 30 and minus 1 minus 3 minus 3 and 4. Now find the value of x. We have A inverse B, and if this is, we have A inverse minus 1 over 30 and minus 1 minus 3 and 4, and when we multiply it 5 over 7. Now first we multiply these values with these values. We have minus 1 over 30 minus 1 when multiplied by 5 is equal to minus 5, and then minus 3 multiplied by 7 is equal to minus 20. And now the second row, minus 3 when multiplied by minus 5 is equal to minus 15 plus 4 multiplied by 7 is equal to 28. Simplify it. Minus 1 over 30 minus 5 minus 21 is equal to minus 26, and the other is minus 15 plus 28. We simplify, we get plus 13. Now x is equal to x1, x2, is equal to minus 1 over 13 and minus 26 and plus 13. Now multiply 1 over 13 with minus 26 and 13, we get minus 26 over minus 13 and 13 divided by 13, minus 13 divided by minus 13. Now simplify it, x1, x2, 13, 2s are 26, and when minus 13 divided by 13, we get minus 1. So x1 is equal to 2 and x2 is equal to minus 1, and which is our answer. Third part, which is 3x minus 5y, 3x minus 5y is equal to 1, and the second is minus 2x plus y is equal to minus 3. Now form them in the matrix form, we get 3 minus 5 minus 2 and 1. Multiply with xy is equal to 1 and minus 2. Here this is x, this is a, this is x and this is b, and we find ax is equal to b. When we find the value of x, it means x is equal to a inverse b. In this question, we first find a inverse, and a inverse, then we find the a inverse is equal to adjoint a over a determinant. In this formula, we first find a inverse, a determinant, a determinant is equal to 3 minus 5 minus 2 and 1. 3 ones are 3, minus 2 multiplied by minus 5 is equal to plus 10, which is equal to 3 minus 10 and equal to minus 7, which is not equal to 0. Now we find adjoint A. Adjoint A is equal to adjoint A matrix is equal to 3 minus 5 minus 2 and 1. Apply adjoint in the matrix, we get 1, 3, 2 and 5. This is adjoint A. Now apply A inverse is equal to adjoint A over A determinant. The value of adjoint A is equal to 1, 5, 2, 3 over A inverse is equal to minus 7, and we write it minus 1 over 7 into 1, 5, 2 and 3. Now when we find the value of x, we have first A inverse B. A inverse is equal to minus 1 over 7 into 1, 5, 2 and 3, and the B is 1 and minus 3. 1 and minus 3. First we multiply this matrix with this matrix, we get 1 over 7 into 1 multiplied by 1 is equal to 1 minus 5, 3s are 15, minus 15. And the second row is 2 multiplied by 1 is equal to 2, 3 multiplied by 3 is equal to minus 9. Now simplify it. 1 over minus 1 over 7 into 1 minus 15 is equal to minus 14. 2 minus 9 is equal to minus 7. Now we have x is equal to this value minus 1 over 7 into minus 14 and minus 7. Now multiply 1 over 7 with the two values minus 14 and minus 7, we get minus 14 over minus 7 and minus 7 over minus 7. Simplify it. This as x is equal to x, y is equal to minus 14 over minus 7 is equal to 2, minus 7 over minus 7 is equal to 1. So the value of x is equal to 2 and value of y is equal to 1. And it is our answer of question 3. Now this is, we complete the question number 3. 3 parts 1, 2 and 3. Now we solve question number 4, part 1. In question number